Hello everyone. So in this video we'll discuss about the summer air conditioning systems. Okay, these questions, summer air conditioning systems and winter air conditioning systems, are very much important for your examination point of view. It has been repeated many times in your examinations, in your previous year question papers. So I have just tried to represent the same process very easily and even systematically to understand it in a very simpler way. So this is how a summer air conditioning system looks like. So in summer, what do you expect the air to be? So generally in the atmosphere, the air would be of higher temperature. Your comfort temperature, see, there is one word known as a comfort temperature. Whenever the air conditioning systems comes into picture, there is one particular word known as a comfort temperature. So what is this comfort temperature? It might be a comfort atmosphere also, it might be a comfort humidity also, okay, and even the comfort temperature as in such case. So what is this comfort temperature and all? So comfort temperature is that particular temperature where a human being feels comfortable to stay with. Okay, generally it is of 17 to 18 degrees Celsius. Okay, where the human being feels comfort to stay with, that particular temperature and that particular humidity is being termed as the comfort temperature and the comfort humidity. Okay, so that is the first basic thing you need to understand while you are discussing the summer or winter air conditioning systems especially. So in the summer air conditioning systems, you are trying to analyze, you are trying to build a system so that it could build your comfort temperature. It could build your comfort temperature when outdoor conditions are hot and dry in first case, okay, and in the second case the outdoor conditions are hot and humid. That means in the first case the temperature is higher with less moisture content. In the second case, the temperature in the atmosphere is higher, even the humidity is also higher. That means hot and humid conditions. So in the question he will be neatly specifying, explain the summer air conditioning system in which outdoor condition. If he is specifying the hot and the dry outdoor conditions, then you have to write this particular answer. If he is specifying the other thing, that means hot and humid conditions, we will be discussing that particular thing in the coming slides. Okay, so first we shall try to discuss how the summer air conditioning systems are designed and worked when the outdoor conditions are hot and dry. That means what is the system? We shall just try to read it out. This system is used when the outdoor conditions are hot and dry, so as indicated. Okay, now that means that atmospheric temperature is higher than the comfort temperature. I told you comfort temperature is that particular temperature where the human being feels comfort, where he relaxes. Thus that particular temperature is known as a comfort temperature. That means your outlet temperature means the atmospheric temperature is higher when compared to a comfort temperature. That means you definitely have to cool it, okay, with less moisture content. So it is dry outdoor condition, so it is lesser moisture content. Lesser moisture content indicates it has the value of 5. So what is 5? 5 is relative humidity. Even that particular value would be less. When the RH value is less, definitely the moisture content in that particular air would be less. So if the conditions at the outdoor are such, then you will be using this particular system. Okay, so this is the figure which explains the summer air conditioning system, okay, with the hot and dry outdoor conditions. So initially there would be a air dampers through which the air is sucked in. Okay, this particular air is being filtered by using air filters. The clean air is being passed further. Okay, here the temperature would be higher, that is T1, and it would be brought to a lower temperature T3, okay, by using a cooling coil which is at the temperature T2. So you can analyze all these things, okay, what process it is. From here what happens, you are humidifying it. See, even the human being requires a little bit of humidity, little bit of the water content or the vapor content in the atmospheric air. So that's why you are humidifying here. That means you are supplying the water here with the help of adiabatic humidifier. What is adiabatic humidifier? In the sense, adiabatic in the sense the value of H1 would be equal to H2 for this. That means the enthalpy at this point, inlet, and enthalpy at outlet point would be same. Okay, since you are adding the humidifier, if it is converted into vapor, that is fine. Okay, if it is not converted into vapor, if it is remains in the water state itself, then the water eliminator is used to cut short that particular unvaporized water. Okay, all that unvaporized water is being eliminated by using a water eliminator. Then it is sent to a conditioned space, but whatever room it is there it is being sent. Okay. So, how does this particular process looks in a psychometric chart? We shall analyze it. So, from process 1 to 2, what are you doing here? From the process 1 to 2, you are cooling it, correct? So, you are cooling it. So, that is why this particular process is in negative x-axis. Okay. In the sensible cooling process, the value of omega remains same. Okay. The value of omega remains same. Okay. From this is from process 1 to 2. Okay, here there is a point 4, kindly mark in your notes also. So, this is a point 4. Now, from 2, what are you doing? You are adiabatically humidifying it. That means, so this particular thing. So, this is you are adding up the moisture. You are adding up the moisture here from process 2 to 3. Correct. So, remember your value of H3 would be equal to value of H2 because it is adiabatic humidification. Okay, there are only two processes, guys, in this particular thing. The one is sensible cooling and adiabatic humidification, that is 2 to 3. There are two particular processes. Then what are the state points number 4 and state points number 5? We shall try to understand this. So, suppose if your cooling coil, so this particular cooling coil here, so is cent percent, this is state 4, okay, this is cent percent efficient, then the process would takes place from 1 to 4, guys. The process would takes place from 1 to 4. Because of the inefficiency, it could not decrease the temperature beyond T2. So, T2 is the final temperature that from which you can decrease it, beyond which it cannot be done because of the inefficiency. Okay. If the coil would have been 100% efficient, then it would reach the state 4. Okay. As of now, it is not 100% efficient. That's why it is reaching only state 2, from which the adiabatic humidification process takes place. Now, what is the state 5? If your adiabatic humidifier is 100% efficient, it would reach state 5, but it is not reaching state 5. It is not reaching the saturated condition. That's why you are using the water eliminators. Remember here this particular thing. So, that's why you are using the water eliminators. Whatever the water you are adding into the system, it is not getting saturated completely. It is not getting 100% vapor converted. So, if it reaches the saturation curve here, this is the saturation curve, then there would be no vapor content in it. Why? Because the relative humidity of this particular thing is 100%. Correct? So, it would not reach here, it would stop here. That is how it is done. The adiabatic humidifier from 2 to 3. So, two process, guys, 1 to 2 is sensible cooling and 2 to 3 is sensible, adiabatic humidifier. What are state 4 and 5? State 4 and 5 are the states where if that particular heating coil or humidifiers would perform in 100% efficient, then it would reach state 4s and state 5s respectively. So, all the explanation regarding what I have explained just yet has been given here. Kindly take down in your notes. Okay. This is the second condition where your your atmospheric air is hot and humid. I mean to say that it contains the water vapor as well as it is at the higher temperature. So, this particular system is used when the outdoor condition is hot but humid. Okay, it contains some moisture, like in coastal areas. As our Mangalore region belongs to this particular climate, here the temperature would be higher than the tribal temperature required, that is comfort temperature required, and even the humidity also would be on the higher side. So, you need to bring down your temperature as well as you need to bring down your moisture content, that is humid content also. So, you need to bring down both the things, so to get the comfort atmosphere. So, that is how we are doing by this particular thing. Okay, that means atmospheric temperature is higher but the same time contains large moisture content. This condition eliminates the need of adiabatic humidifier. Already there is a lot of humidity in this particular atmosphere. You don't require, there is no necessity of the adiabatic humidifier in case of a hot and humid air conditions, that is summer air conditioning systems. Okay. So how does it happen? So here again there is an air damper where the airflow is controlled, and there is an air filter where air is purified, and there is a cooling coil. There is a cooling coil. Some part of air is being condensated in this particular coil also. If it is still there, then you are here using the heating coil where the vapor is converted and condensated later, evaporated easily. Then it is sent to the conditioned airspace. We shall look into the psychometric chart of this particular thing. This is how it looks. Okay, from state 1 it has been brought to state 5. See, first what happens, there is a cooling and dehumidification process here. So this is the process which I am tracing here. So this process comes in this particular direction, correct? So it is cooling and dehumidification process. Okay, from cooling you are heating up, so that if you must cool to maximum extent, that is up to state 3 here. Okay, if your coil is 100% efficient, it would reach state 2, but it is not, so it is just reaching the state 3. Why you are cooling it to a larger extent and again heating it back to state 5? Why? Because see, you cannot eliminate the moisture content if you are cooling for a smaller value. So when you cool for a larger value, that is up to state 3, then all the moisture would be eliminated. Then you can heat it back to a required value. That is how it is done. Okay. So 1 to 3 are cooling and dehumidifying, and again from 3 to 5 you are heating a little, so it reaches the comfort temperature at state number 5. Okay. So what are the state 2 and state 4? These are the states where you will get because of the 100% efficient things. This is the cooling coil. If it is 100% efficient, it would reach state 2, and this is a heating coil where if it is 100% efficient, then it would reach state 4. So all the explanation regarding this is being given here. Okay, you can note it down.